Hello and welcome back to Cynthia's Conversation. Today's topic is the video that has been circulating about a house girl who tried to poison her madam in Nigeria. So but first, let me introduce my panel. On my right, I have my beautiful friend Amaka. On my left, and I have my other beautiful friend.
Hi.
Ladies, this video has been circulating online. Everyone has opinion about it. So I said, ladies, let's discuss it. What could have possibly made the girl want to poison her madam? So Yvonne, I'll come to you first.
Yeah, I saw that video and I just felt, oh, okay. One, I know with this story, I'll give a possible solution. It could be that the girl just admires the lifestyle of the girl and just wants to take over. But I don't think that's the case, but I'm just giving you a reason why she might do that. But I think in this particular story, the way I see it, I think the lady or the girl has been so maltreated that she felt she needed to teach her madam a lesson, you know, which is something that has been so common for quite some time, you know, because there's this attitude of because it's not yours, you're free to do with what you want to do. And this cuts across all nations. Like I've seen it in so many other countries, so many other cultures and tribes, you know. A human being is a human being. If you're kind to somebody, the person will be kind to you. But now, I know it doesn't, I know someone will jump in and say it doesn't necessarily happen that way. Sometimes when you're kind to somebody, they will treat you back, you know, another way, you know. But at the end of the day, you know, I think what she did is not right, but there's only so far you can push somebody. And, you know, if they are not educated to know what to do, they will resort to such means. You know, which is really, really sad because it shouldn't come to that.
Amaka, what do you think about the video?
Exactly what Yvonne said. I mean, it's sad that she had probably been pushed too far. Poor child. On the other hand, like you said, she probably wanted to have the madam's life. Yes, there are lots of cases where all these house helps or have been maltreated and the pushback, like you said as well, sometimes you treat them well and some people are just great and selfish. I'll give an example. I did have a household once, one of the ones I had. From the first day she came to the house, because they always sleep on my children's bed, and I really didn't care, because if you're looking at my child, you know, then do you understand, I treat you as my own child. Now the first day, in fact it was this first day she came to the house, she went to go and get something. I told her to put her stuff down this was the second morning. I was pregnant. I was in my room. I heard my husband then shouting. This girl had gone into the room where he was ironing and she had moved her wrapper.
Oh dear.
Very robust, a sexy girl. Obviously, I sent her back. I drove her away. You know, so some of them, yes, come with bad intentions, but more often than not, a lot of them do what they do because they've been maltreated, and which is very long. A lot of, like you said, is all over the world. They think because the staff, be it house help, be it gardener, be it driver, be it cook, be it even someone that works in the same office, just because you think you're the boss, you treat them like shit. And sometimes because they don't have anywhere to go to, they will bounce back. So which is probably what happened, because this girl that was being looked like a young girl. Maybe the agreement was when you come, you send me to school, and this madam did not send her to school and was treating her like a slave. Do you understand what I'm saying? And it's very sad, but like you said, what she did is not right, but it is very sad. But hey,
I won't say anything about the white culture because I have never seen, I've heard or read on the news, but in my country, Nigeria, where I come from, I have seen again and again and again people go to collect other people's children because you have upper hand, and then bring this child to your life and then treat them even more than animals. But I think this video, what it shows is an eye-opener. Someone that you trust your children with. if you can't treat that child nicely, you are lucky. If I were you, whatever you are serving, whether it's God or Muslim or voodoo or whatever, you should go and do Thanksgiving. Because yes, you lock your door room and she went and take the sniper and then put it.
Sorry, what sniper? Because I don't know.
It's a tapia.
Well, that's rat poison.
Rat poison. Yeah, it's a sniper. So you might be lucky that you didn't drink the water, or one way or the other you find out. Just imagine if that was given to your children.
Or your child that taking that water, like I'm mommy, I'm so you can't take it and
so this is an eye-opener for those who goes to take a Housegirl and bring the child here. To me, anyone that looks after my kids becomes part of my family. Exactly. I travel a lot. And I do have people look after my children.
Oh, yes.
And these people are like a family. I will treat them the same way I treat my kids.
Not even more.
The plate that I eat is where you
eat.
The bed that I slept on, if I'm not at home, is yours. My bedroom is never shut. My house is open. My kitchen is open. If you don't like what I cook, I give you the opportunity to cook whatever and anything, and even provides what you need to cook that food. Because to me, I'm trusting you with my life. Because my kids and my life. So you cannot have this Housegirl. I've seen again and again. There was the other one that I watched the other day. The child was less than 6 years old.
As a Housegirl.
As a Housegirl.
For must have been given to them.
For a pieces of meat, you put an iron, like hot iron, and burn this child.
That was a demon.
This is somebody's child. So, as far as I'm concerned, you are lucky, because it could have been your child that would take that water and die. Yes, she will go to prison for the rest of her life, but your child is gone. So the video show there are those who have bad intention. I've seen where flip the coins, where people bring someone, you know, open their arms to this person, and I've seen there was one in Benin. The lady was living alone, and he have this northerner to do like a gate-man.
Yes, oh, that was sad.
And they went and bring somebody else, steal the woman's money, and burn her alive. You see what I mean?
Remember that.
There are those that have bad intention, but most importantly, if you have to trust somebody with your child, treat that person like your child. Because if you don't, your hair might be strong, whatever you are worshipping, but your children's head are not strong.
But that's the bad case. So, okay, how do you stop? Okay, let's say, like you say, flip the coin. Let's say she was treating this girl nicely. Like, remember you said that that woman was treating. How if she was treating this girl nicely and she came with bad intentions? Like you said, maybe after the husband. Remember, I think you said maybe some people are saying they should vet. How do we go about vetting these people?
You can't. The thing is, here in Europe, you go as far and know somebody's background, their upbringing.
Yeah.
But because of the higher poverty in Africa, some people give you their daughters to say, you know, train her for me and while she helps you out. I have seen where a lady put on Instagram a year ago that you know, the madam actually paid for wedding for this girl, and she was thanking everybody to help this girl because all her children, she's brought her up. You get what I mean? So there are good people who do.
Yeah, but what happened if that's what I'm saying?
But the thing is, you know people. There was one time I was introduced to a girl who, I think I was planning to travel and I needed a child care, and they brought this girl, and I said, before I will leave this girl with my children, I want to try. So bring her for me, so that I was preparing to travel maybe like in October, and I said, bring her for me in August. I want to see how she is with my kids. Because from August to October, I still have about 2 months plus. So every weekend, even if I didn't have anywhere going, I created one because I wanted to see how she was with my kids. But I tell you, not even 2 weeks after that, I was the one that packed her up and said, she's not for me.
I think the thing is, I mean, you're talking even about vetting. I even think even with vetting, you can vet what you want. if someone wants to be bad, they'll be bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like what we have now. You have teachers that are vetted, and at the end of the day, they are still pedophiles.
Or carers.
Or carers. You understand me? So I think it all comes down to individual instincts. You know, when you're dealing with it, and like she rightly said, you know, some people come with bad intentions. You might not even know until something actually happens. And when your sixth sense starts to tell you that something is not right, don't ignore it.
Right, because another thing, yes, I like what you said, because her sixth sense must have told her that something's wrong. That's why she was blocking her room.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
For you to have even
and then hide your key.
Yeah, for you to have even get to the point of having to lock your door and hide the key.
Then
so
you knew that something was not right.
Wasn't right. But why did you let her stay?
And then another thing, how did she know to go and think that the water was poison? Yeah. Because you knew that sometimes you're trying to catch her, you'd have just died for nothing.
Absolutely. Your children may have just on the crosspath. So you know, I have seen where I heard some one of my friends was saying, oh, he has a gate man, and the gate man was from the Northern, and he went home and brought his wife and 2 kids, and I can see why you have this massive compound and confine this family to this little tiny gatehouse that they were. They are not allowed to play in a certain place of the compound. My dear, what for? And funny enough, you live in abroad and you left the care of your wife and kids to this same person that you are treating like shit. What stops him and his wife one of this fine day go into the main house and batter her to death?
Are you kidding?
Exactly.
Yes, I've seen. It's not I've seen. So this is it. Like I said, I personally would, the plate, at least you guys that are close to me know, I love kids and I love everyone. Ask anybody, they will tell you.
I don't know.
Of course you do. Stop being jealous. So you know, I will not treat another person. The same cup I drink is where your children are going to drink. The same pot that I eat is where your children is going to eat. I cannot bring somebody else's child to my family to look after my kids and then treat you like shit.
And I'll give you an example, because you've never lived in Nigeria with your children. I have, right, my children. And I remember I was told off. Somebody came to my house one day. They didn't know who was Housegirl because it was my own. With watching the television with children. And then I was like, he said, where is your Housegirl? And I said, she's probably there, she's there with children. Come, let's go to the other part of the day. How can I because the girl was sitting on the sofa, the children were, I don't care. I didn't watch the cartoon. If I was the Housegirl telling my auntie, you know, she's the one that tells me, okay, let's watch Afri Magic. She was saying, how can you let the Housegirl be sitting on my I said, if you don't like it, you see it. And this is what they told me. The person knows themselves. I said, you know what, please leave my house. This girl was, you know, because I said, okay, let's, rather than disturb them, let us go either enter my bedroom or to the other parlor. She was not unhappy. I said, okay, then go. That this is the girl, I will leave and I'll come to the house, and she's the one, I cook the food though, but she's the one that feed my children. They eat from the same place, because I don't care. Because she got, remember one day she was feeding one, if you don't like, okay, you take one, I'll take one. And then I should tell her that she sleep. And then where does she, this place was asking me, where does she sleep? It's like, they said she has a bed in the children's room, not on the mat. I said mat. But at first I was like, I said mat. Why mat? I have bed. Why don't I have a bed? Bed, how much is bed?
Do you know
but a lot of them were like that. And it's sad.
The funny thing is that I think back home, there is this expectation that if you take a person, you treat them like shit.
Why?
And unfortunately, it's like, but your story is just so true. It happened to me. I had this girl. The very first day she came to my house, we set the table, everybody sit down. She took her plate to go.
No, I'll call you back.
And I said, this is my house, my rules. If you're going to sit, you're going to sit on the same table with me. As I was saying it, my husband told her, come on, go and sit on the table. She has to sit on the same table with us. And we will all, you know, some people, because I know a lot of people that are like, no, they won't eat. When they finish, it's the remnants.
That upsets me.
Why would you do that? And that's number one. Then the second one, do you know, okay, this girl, if I go shopping for my children, let me tell you how bad it was. Her people, her brothers and parents, uncles, they visited the house. They came to greet her. I said, find them something. They took her aside and said, tell us the truth. is your madam really treating? She said, look at me. When this girl came, she was like when they saw her, she had cheeks, and they're like, okay, if madam is treating me, look at me, see my dress. He said, yes, but no, tell us, is it?
I don't have a sugar daddy.
Because is it because you know we're coming today? That's why you're dressed. Because they felt it was a cover. She kept on insisting. Unfortunately, they didn't know I was in the kitchen. I could actually hear them. They were like, forget. We won't tell your madam. Tell us the truth. This is us. She said, Auntie, when she buys clothes for children, she buys food. Even I enter aeroplane, because when she never enter. When we travel with her. She was like, they were like so, and when they were going, that's how we took it. So for them, even when they got back, they still called to ask, are you sure your auntie treated well? So there seems to be that expectation that you must be treated. So not even with the girl, even with the family that's giving you the child.
Listen, having said that, even with your family members, the same. When I was younger, I remember I used to tell you.
You told me about. That they don't make me sad.
I'll probably be about. I was in primary 4, so 9, 10.
That's what you say you ran away from.
Oh yes, and then I was taken to my grandmother's sister's house. She has lost her husband, and then she came. You know when Asian people lost their husband, you have to mourn them out for certain. So when she was mourning her husband, my elder sister stayed with her in her husband's place. So when she finished, she came to my grandmother's house in Ekboma. So I was the one catering for her. And then she just liked me and said, oh, I like the way you cook. Because my grandmother taught me how to cook at early age. So when she was going to Lagos, she asked my grandmother to go with her. This woman was living in Lagos.
I remember
and she has a beer parlor in Costain. I remember. You wake up 5 o'clock, she has 6 boys, no girl. So you wake up 5 o'clock in the morning and fresh water for the whole
He's such.
She lives in a very affluent, class Nigeria. Yeah, and then you will sweep and then you cook. By the time the children, you make sure the children. I was actually the youngest because our last born was older than me. But I have to make sure his clothes is ironed, his food is ready, and the bucket is ready for him to bath and all that. I didn't mind. When you finish all that, and then you go to school. And then when I finish school, I have to go to her shop where she there was like a train track in Costain. And then she has a beer parlor. Because I was so short to get to the zinc, I used to put a stool on my feet to wash. Hey girl, to wash all the glass. You will be in that shop from the time you finish school 2:30.
When do you have time to play?
Play with who?
With who?
In the compound it was 2 flats. She was in the front flat and the landlord was at the back flat. And then you go to the shop to wash and clean the plates and all that and find all these wrinkled old bastards who want to touch you where they are not supposed to touch you. And then when it's around 5:30, she would then tell you to go home to go and prepare a meal.
She won't take you home?
No. Then I would then go home and then go prepare a meal, clean the house until she finished, until she come home. I did that for every single day. 365 days. I cannot remember. It get to a point I was like, fuck it. I'm done. I wanted to go back to my grandmom in the village because my village life was very simple. You rather go to school or you go to farm. You see what I mean? And if you don't go to school, if I make excuse not to go to school, my grandmother will make sure I go to the long farm so that tomorrow I will run go school. That was how it was. So it got to a point I was like, I need to go back home. Do you know what I did to this woman? One evening I went to her shop and she sent me to go home. I didn't go home. I went taking one bus to another bus. I would take, you know those bus you take from my Costain to my two, and then you get to the Badagry border, and then you cross the bridge and take the next one, and then inside the compound they have like a old vehicle that broke down that was there. After I did that in the night, the outside man will open the gate for me to sleep inside there. 5 o'clock in the morning, I will do the same thing. Go and back.
She was not looking for you.
Oh, where she want to find me for Lagos. The 3rd day, when I finally show up in her shop around 6 o'clock, my money has finished for transport.
Where were you eating all this time?
buy food for road. When I finally show up in her shop, do you know what she did? She just packed me to Yaba, go and buy all those bend-down select, put in Ghana must go. That weekend, she pilot me back to my
You know your dream has been answered. Your story has been answered.
So, my darling, you know, this story, we don't know what is behind it. But I think it's an eye-opener for both the house girls and the madam. If you have any sign that the girl is not what you're looking for, send her packing. And if you treat your house girl badly, you are bound to get something like this. Yeah.
Exactly.
Anyway,
Thank
till
you.
next time, everybody. Thanks for
Stay
watching.
safe.
Bye.
Stay alert.